Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall. You're here with Renan Lefebvre, otherwise known as Drax Craven, when he's getting ready to watch some antiquated technology. Paul, what's up? It seems that Amsel has assembled a team in your absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had Mallet deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and apprehension, curiosity and dread. Have you procured the DVD reader? I have it right here. Good. This should only take a moment. Amsel disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the damn thing already. Doubledecker went to a lot of trouble fetching everything. Let him do the honors. Amsel steps back, clearing a path for you to access the antique machine. Ooh, watch DVDs. Oh, I'm standing right in front. Screw everybody. A soft whirring sound fills the air as the ancient DVD player spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life and a menu fills the screen. Track 1. Screen goes black and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out the display's speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The date is 2034, 9/15. So it's September 15th, 2034. Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time, Verschwinch. I knew that she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I've always said. I knew it, and I was right. The screen explodes into static, and the electronic whine in the background sharpens into a needle-like pulse of high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. Screen clears and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Taking a team into the sucks to retrieve her. The radiation be damned. We will take appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think that the body may be nearby as well. Somehow, she has survived for all this time. May not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin, and I know you. Student protests, civil uprisings, you'll be in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? And I'll do my best to do the same. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX, but I do know one thing. If the Firewing is still a danger, I will put an end to her, once and for all. Adrian Vauclair. The display goes black and the background whine fades away. A moment later, you find yourself deposited back at the menu screen. Track 2. The figure appears on the screen. Your late client, Green Winters. His elbow is planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. The other hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. 2053, December 25th. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up best as I could. Strange, hearing his voice again. Pauses to take a long pull on the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he did insist on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Vauclair, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer. My brother. Hard to believe it's been almost 20 years. Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again, for me, for Adrian, and whoever might wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time, but I keep doing it anyway, on the off chance that I'll find something important. If I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense in quitting now. Christ, 20 years. All this time and still no leads, even with all my contacts, all my resources. He takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress. I haven't turned up a single goddamn thing. You want to hear something funny? The closest I've gotten to a clue was a rumor. Apparently a team emerged from the SOX a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but... And get this, supposedly they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down to the table. His eyes are rimmed red. Not much of a rumor, considering I already know that you're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Track 3. There's a grinding sound from the DVD tray. Green Winters image appears on the screen. There's an eager look on his face. So October 12th of 2054. Stumble across this archival footage of Verschwinch's original attack, months before the Dragonfall. Easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got the footage all queued up to play, starting it now. Additional comments to follow. July 6th, 2012. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky, and the telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in, and you can make out two figures standing in a ruined landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the dragon Verschwinge launched an unprovoked attack on this sleepy Harz mountain town, and you can see the results behind me: fire, ashes, and blood. We are joined tonight by a survivor of this latest and most horrifying attack. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us tonight. Yes, sir, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible, just pure chaos. So many people are dead. People I knew roasted alive or trampled to death trying to escape. My own house was burned to the ground during the attack. My family, we have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though. Your wife, your kids. Yeah, we all made it, thank God. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. What happened after that? You know, when the air cooled down, we stepped outside, and there was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage, and this dense cloud of black, oily smoke, the stench in the air. God, that smell. It smelled like roasting meat. There's a long pause. From the tortured look on his face, you can tell the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking, but eventually he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside her body. What was left of it was slumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that's not true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her, not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking the time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here. An absolutely chilling account of tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash, another victim of the fire wing. Stay with us for more up-to-the-minute reporting on the Verschwinge's reign of terror. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's complete dead end, but much is pretty clear by now. So I'm gonna do some digging on Verschwinge instead. Let's see where this goes. Track 4. Just a few days later. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on the Verschwinge either. I don't know, it's weird. The information is there, it's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy. This feels too neat. That's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting the tingly feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. Feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no Matrix hotshot like Clockwork or Schaefer. Oh, Monica's name. Clockwork. But I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Track 5. November 9th. Seated at his computer. Oh, Jesus. Christ. I'm getting too close to something. There's a trail of bodies and there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Marcian, Peregrine. They've all disappeared within the past few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday, and they were all making the same sorts of inquiries about the fire wing that I've been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community. Stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think that it's true. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock in them. Not until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Or am I just being paranoid? Shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy told me about the story of a kill team that might be related to all of this. A Decker named Hellebore posted a theory about the Verschwinge to the Shadowrun BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in Meat Space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellebore live posted the events. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap, eager love? Sounds like he's right on track to me. Concedes the point with a small nod. Finally he speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This has gotta be Verschwinge. All of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive. And now she's out of the SOX. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I finally got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a solid goddamn lead. I've backtraced all the Matrix nodes that Hellebore was looking into, back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that, and I found what she turned up. Stabs a few keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen of his monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, annotated with GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfeld Manor, conveniently located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles away from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate. So that's what I need to get into. And this is where we came in. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take the job in the first place. I'll feed her some line about flux state security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I've warned her. Time to put plans into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information that I need. And on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that. Until then. Play track 6. November 10th. Looking at the tattered drapes and nicotine-stained wallpaper of Winters' rooms at Das Kessel House. Suspicions confirmed. Schaefer dead. Christ. Reaches a shaking hand off cam. A moment later it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps down something, wipes his mouth on the back of his hand and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up. Slow down. Start from the beginning. Got the call from my contact in the cruise bazaar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security on the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skill and experience, on-site ice must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money. Real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement? Unlikely. Because the connection to the Fire Wing is too strong. So let's come right out and say it. The Dragon is what we're dealing with here. And the smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the flux state can be a hell of a weapon for the man who knows how to manipulate it. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing Deckers or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Drains the rest of the glass and tosses it back over his shoulder. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-State, but still, all things considered, better her than me. As your fingers near the eject button, a black screen cuts in over the static. A moment later, Green Winters' haggard face disappears. If you're watching this, then I guess they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. The hell is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? We didn't know exactly. Not now, Blitz. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Not because he's my brother, because if the Fairschwinge is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead and dozens of others have died. You'll be next unless you find Adrian. Well then. A little doomsaying. Little doomsaying never scared the shit out of everyone. Finally, Dietrich breaks the silence. Dragon. Son of a bitch. Green Winter set us up against a dragon. The Fire Wing. She lives. I'm really starting to regret the fact that I didn't just stay at that hotel. Wait a second. We don't know for certain. The evidence seems pretty convincing to me, love. I'll even take it a step further. I think that secret facility that we stumbled on was her lair. Oh. Just think about it. The Decker that Winters got those coordinates from was posting about the Fairschwinge. Then she was killed by that same orcish bastard that attacked us after Monica died. That's a direct link between the dragon, the scarred orc, and Harfeld Manor. And then Winters was killed by the same thing that killed Monica. Exactly. My gut tells me that the dragon is down there, double-decker, someplace far beneath the surface. I think we knocked on the door to her lair without even knowing it. I think that given what we've seen, the dragon will do whatever it takes to keep us quiet about it. Okay, going on the assumption that there is a dragon and that she will come after us, what do you propose that we do about it? No. I gotta go with Winter's advice here. We gotta find Vauclair. Yes, Doppeldecker is right. Finding Dr. Vauclair should be our priority. If we're going up against a dragon, we need to find ourselves a dragon slayer. Winter spent 20 years searching for Vauclair and it got him nowhere. How do you propose that we find him? With the help of an information broker. Alright, I'll go talk to Eltug then. For this, no. While Burakazi is very capable, a task of this magnitude is beyond him. We need to make contact with the premier information broker in Berlin. We need to talk to Alice. Alice? Best of luck. Hope you're rich. For this, rich enough. Even if only just. Who's Alice? The most prominent figure in Berlin's shadow community. Ex-Schockwellenreiter. She provides information retrieval services for the F-State. The machine begins to hum. If Ventus is right, if Vauclair is still alive, she can help us find him. Here, your key to speak with Alex. Cred stick? An encoded cred stick, yes. 10,000 new yen. Alice will not show her face for less. This represents the last of my personal savings, Doppeldecker. Make this meeting count. Just to talk to her? Her standard fee. Alice is in a position to ask it, and we're in no position to argue. Just like I said. Why does anybody listen to me? No. Sounds like a fair trade. Take care of it. Good man. Take the U-Bahn to the Altstadt Spandau. There you will find a connecting tube that locals refer to as the rabbit hole. You will find a method of contacting Alice there. Don't call it that in front of her though. Word on the street is that she hates it. Please hurry. While you're out, I will work on acquiring new contracts for the team. Alice is the best there is at what she does, and her services carry a price tag to match. I see. Game. Thank you. Oh, her name is probably Alice, and then everyone was like, oh, she's so hard to get to. Alice in Wonderland jokes, and she was like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, all you pieces of shit. That's what I'm putting my money on anyway. Having lived with an Alice in Wonderland fanatic, I got enough of it from one guy. I can't imagine how sick of it someone would get from getting it from everyone. But before we use this antiquated arcade machine, I'm gonna pick up some bathroom money. Hyper. It's on the side of my stash. Oh, God, I love that sweet, sweet toilet money. And in any event, before we use this arcade machine, I'm gonna cut it here. Next time, we talk to Alice. Good night, everyone.